There was a time when I gave you all I had. There was a time when my heart was a notebook pad. There was a time when I saw everything is beautiful, even when it was bad. There was a time when my thoughts didn't feel so wrong. There was a time when my heart sang a happy song. There was a time when love was the answer to it all. 1, 2, 3. Why can't I love you like I used to? Why can't I love you like I know how? Why can't I love you like you're the only one I care about? There was a time when the pain did not exist. There was a time when I gave you the sweetest kiss. There was a time when the hope in my soul was filled by you. There was a time when I knew I could not lose. There was a time when my dreams occurred like the news. There was a time when my heart was so damn true, and I sang to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why can't I love you like I used to? Why can't I love you like I know how? Why can't I love you like you're the only one I care about? I wanna love you like I used to. I wanna love you like I know how to do. I wanna love you like you're the only one I can't refuse. I wanna love you like I used to. I wanna love you like I know how to do. I wanna love you like you're the only one. You're the only one and I can't refuse. Why can't I love you like I used to? Why can't I love you like I know how? Why can't I love you like you're the only one I care about? Why can't I love you like I used to? Why can't I love you like I know how? Why can't I love you like you're the only one I care about? Why can't I love you like you're the only one I care about?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday podcast.
Hey, Eric here. We are back. Derek, this is episode. Derek, this is episode number 42.
Hell yeah.
Lucky number 42. I don't know. It seems like an insignificant number. I mean, it's not like a milestone or anything in particular. But if you guys listen to us every week, thank you for coming back. And if you've never heard us before, well, welcome. And if you've heard us before, you don't like us, well, fuck you. I'm just kidding. So, Derek, this episode is brought to you by Top Shot Paint Repair, topshotpaint.com.
Yes, sir. And it is just the time of year that you may or may not probably will need some repair to your vehicle from hail damage.
Storms going on lately, so
yeah, I know all week it's supposed to storm. So in the unfortunate event that it does storm and your car gets dented up, banged up, broken, take the Top Shot Paint Repair. They're gonna fix you up. Promise you.
Works with all insurance, so he'll take that burden off of you. You don't got to worry about whether he takes your insurance or not. They do accept all insurances, so give them a call at 316-260-4022 or topshotpaint.com.
Or find them on Facebook.
Do that, yeah. They got some cool shit going on. They're always doing something.
Always, every week, something new.
This is also brought to you, Derek, by Alpha Heating and Air, locally owned and operated by Sean Sage. one of the best HVAC techs I've ever met. He's actually coming here on the Thursday, this episode.
Nice.
Whenever you're listening to this, he's going to be putting a new air conditioner in my house. So I stand behind his work and his company. And if I'm willing to put an air conditioner in my house, I'm not just telling you somebody that I don't use, I do use him for service. So give him a call at 316-765-4492. Email at alphahc16@gmail.com. He is running a $79.95 tune-up special. So he's going to come look at your AC and see if there's anything wrong, fix anything that needs fixed, and get you humming for the summertime. So, yeah. As Derek always says, us big fellas, you don't want to wait till it's too late.
Hell no, man. You start sweating, it's going to take that one night or your fucking AC ain't running right. You're going to wish you called him.
There's only so many box fans that you can move air around in your house if your air conditioner crashes and burns. So give Sean a call at Alpha Heating and Air at 316-765-4492.
So the song that we led the show off with is a guy by the name of Harrison Steele. You may have heard of him, may have not heard of him. As of this podcast, tonight, it'll be over by the time this comes out, but his album release is going on tonight. I'm pretty sure. Now, I know I'm not going to go because it starts in like 40 minutes. And anyway, Harrison Steele, that dude is pretty badass. Like I was listening.
One of my favorite songwriters, man, around here.
I looked it up on it is on Spotify, his album. I know it's going to be on iTunes and all that, but I got to hear, I don't know how many songs are on there. I'm too cheap to pay for the premium, so I heard like 5 or 6 songs. One of them that I've played, but anyway, yeah. Be on the lookout for him. That dude's going to do big things, I fucking guarantee you. Like everything I heard today just sounded like it should be like top 40 shit, man, like big time. So look forward to seeing.
I agree, man. I'm interested to hear, some more of his stuff. What was the song that played at the beginning, Derek? I have no idea.
Oh my God, hang on.
It was the first time I've ever heard it. So, I've heard a couple of his previous tracks, from, I don't know, 6 months ago.
Oh, hang on.
But I do assume I haven't looked into any of this, Derek.
Love you like I used to. My God, okay. I dropped the ball on that one.
But I assume that this is going to be his first album, right? That he's released.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, this is.
So I'm going to assume that a couple of the tracks that we've had for a little while maybe be on that album. Probably, I would think.
Yeah, I know it had the same album cover anyway. Blakely.
Okay. Yeah.
I Think I Love You.
Oh, dude, I like that one.
Yeah, that one's a good one. We only have 2, or do we have another one?
I feel like we only have 2.
Yeah, I think those are the only 2.
Don't quote me, but yeah, just those 2, I believe, and this new one.
Love you like I used to. I'm hoping that we can get him in for an artist spotlight too here pretty quick. So, like I said,
if you're listening, we like to talk to you, Harrison.
By the way, happy birthday! It'll be belated birthday by the time this comes out, but today is his birthday. So,
what a way to kick off your birthday, though!
Fuck yeah, man! Throw out an album release, first album.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, definitely go check him out. I know he's got shows everywhere. Go check out his CD on iTunes and all that, because what I heard today, fucking awesome.
And if you want to request him on the station, if you're not sure who he is, or maybe you don't have iTunes or Spotify or whatever, you can request him on our station and it'll come up in a few songs.
Yep.
So he's got a couple songs on there. So if you're interested in hearing more about him, you've heard obviously the song at the beginning, but it might be like complete Chinese, when we say, I Think I Love You in Blakely, that probably means nothing if you haven't heard him, but those tracks are on our station. So go to our Listen Live page and request them if you're interested, or check out his social media and iTunes and Spotify. Like, I think pretty much everybody has those things.
Yeah. Speaking of Nortons, and album releases. Friday, Kel Vargas will be there.
They're all over the album releases this week, man.
Fuck yeah, they are, man. And it's cool that it's all local. Throwing down with the Caves and Cartwheel. I think Caves, they just released an album as well. So,
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yep.
I'm sure you can pick that album up there at Norton's. I would imagine. Cartwheel.
Cartwheel just released an album as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. Did they do the pop up part or something?
They did. I got to see them play.
We're dropping shit, throwing shit around. Yeah. So I haven't got to see them yet. So
I did go to the pop up. It was okay.
I'm gonna take the kid and we're gonna go hang out at Norton's Friday night while everybody's sitting in the arena paying too much for beer and too much for a ticket. I'm gonna walk in to a free show and watch.
It's gonna be badass
music. So Kel Vargas with the Caves and Cartwheel, and
quite the lineup, man.
So kudos to Norton's for lining those two up, especially in a 3-day period, 4-day, 3.
Yeah.
Yep. Friday. Yeah.
I remember talking to Dan. You know, I was meeting up with him about our sponsorship a while back, and I was like, "Well, how do you think the time you opened until the winter went? As far as your music went?" He's like, "Man, I really enjoyed all the music we had coming through here last year. I just wish I could incorporate more local bands." And he seems to be doing that quite well. I mean, I threw out a bunch of names to him. A lot of the ones that are playing there, I'm not taking credit for that, but I just put a bug in his ear for some of them, and I was like, "Hey, man, these bands are really good. They have really good followings, and dude, man, I can't wait till he sees them because well, actually, I did see Dan at that Kel Vargas show at the Cotillion.
Oh yeah.
So he has seen them,
Yeah.
And I'm sure that played some role in booking them at his place. But
yeah,
dude, it's gonna fucking rock, dude. I can't wait.
I'm pretty pumped for that one. I'm glad I get to take my kid with that one. I kind of want her to go catch some kick-ass local music, and yeah.
Well, I mean, the Caves are girlfriended too, so I mean, that's got to be a little inspiration for your daughter.
Yeah, she's heard them on the radio. Like, she really likes Harrison Steele. I wish I could have made it to that one tonight, but
I think your mom does too, Derek.
Oh my God, my mom.
I think she's in love with the man.
She might have a secret crush on him. I don't know, but
she does, dude.
Yeah, I was actually going to run up there with them, and then that kind of fell through, and then I just got busy. But yeah, she's like over the moon about him. So if you're listening, Harrison, you got a fan in my mother.
Man.
But anyway,
Derek, I got to say, after the other week when you fucking were drinking it, I had to go.
Oh yeah, there goes that. Oh my God, I got drunker and shit. Was that last week?
I think so.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Juicy IPA by Shiner. It's fucking, man, pretty good.
My goodness, I got drunk.
I just drank one of these, Derek. It's a relatively newly stocked in town brand, Sweetwater.
Oh yeah, Richard brought some of those over. Is that the hemp?
No, well, this one's the Berliner Weiss with peach, and I don't know, man. It might take a couple to get me.
Oh, I didn't like that fucking hemp, like the 420 shit that he brought over.
There's 3 of them. There's I
got one in my fridge. It's been there for like a month, and if a beer lasts for a month in my fridge, I don't like it. Like,
I know, I've even been over there. I'm surprised I didn't drink it. But the Mango Kush one's the one I tried, and it was really good. It's part of that series, I guess, the 420 strain or whatever. There's the regular one. There's the G13 or some fucking 13, and then there's the Mango Kush, which I kind of like the Mango Kush. It was okay. But, yeah, this Shiner's way better.
So just a testament to how drunk I was, a little unprofessional. I was I'm going to tell everybody because I'm sure they heard the difference in my from my end on the microphone.
Yep.
I was sitting there drinking, and I had been drinking for quite a little bit before we started. Man, I get my mic pulled up here. Started recording, went through. I don't know how long that podcast was. Good hour. probably that we talked, and got done recording, sitting here talking to Eric via the computer, and I realized that I forgotten to plug my mic in, and I was recording through my laptop instead of my mixer and microphone. So that was how drunk and very, very professional I was last week. I still thought it was a pretty good, pretty entertaining interview. So, or
yeah, man.
podcast.
For sure.
Yep.
So I just read an article, Derek. It's kind of interesting, and it goes into why people stop discovering new music, why they stop searching for new music.
Well, let's see what that has to say, and then I'll probably disagree with you.
Well, an interview was conducted by a company called Deezer in the UK, USA, Germany, France, and Brazil. It's a condition called musical paralysis. That's a cute fucking name for. I'm too lazy to hunt down new music, but apparently the average fan hits the wall at 28 years old. Like at 28 years old, they pretty much got all the bands that they like, and they're not really, actively engaging and looking for new music. And the reason that is, they said, was because basically time and a demanding job and a sense of music overload. But 60% of the people did say if they had more time, then they would, be interested in, hearing new music. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, I
can understand that aspect of not having time, but I don't know. And I guess
and this is the average person. This isn't somebody who's like super in love with music and, incorporates it into most facets.
But you would
of their
think
life.
You would have like iTunes or Amazon or something that you could just throw on a playlist
and just hit random or something.
Like, Spotify, I'll do that like the daily mix they fucking get,
Right.
It's random shit that they pick for me, and I'll listen to that, and it's always fucking pretty good. But
yeah, you almost think it'd be wrong just for the sheer fact of music is now more accessible than ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I mean, I could understand maybe not getting out and finding new music, but
right.
I mean, Jesus, you're at least going to be, commuting to work. And if you're not working, then I don't know, maybe I'm different, but I just fucking have music going all day. I have about 9 hours a day of music, just finding different shit, listening to shit, stuff people send us, or I'm on Spotify or whatever, but I don't know.
What's really interesting that I'm seeing also is that the majority of the people who do hear new music, they're saying that they're hearing it at radio. They're not hearing it on satellite radio, streaming services, YouTube, or even friends and family. They're hearing it, on the drive to work or.
I will say
that's kind of interesting.
I will say that I can't say that outside of Wichita, like music, doing the station, that I go discover too many new bands or musicians. Like I said, Spotify, I'll let a playlist go or something, and I might hear some new stuff then, And I do. I mean, I still try to keep a pretty fairly open mind about music, and even newer country, I try to keep an open mind about it. So I'm mellowing out a little bit over my in my elder years.
Another thing, Derek, that's super, super interesting, and I'm looking at it, it's raw data, and it's, from 2016 to 2019, we've seen a drop from 53% of users who discover new music. They, in 2016, 53% discovered new music on, AM, FM stations. And in 2019, we're down to 39%. So people are shifting, YouTube, Spotify, streaming services.
Right.
Because most people I know, they're not going to go out of their way to download an AM, FM necessarily app or something like that. Like, when you can get, Pandora or.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just, with an iPhone, it's you get, iTunes already installed on your thing. You just, either subscribe or whatever. But it just seems like everything's navigating, towards a phone thing. Now, I do get driving, but I only listen to the radio maybe 10 minutes a day, driving to and from work, just because I don't want to pull my phone out and, search for whatever. But
yeah, like I said, I listen to it basically all day long. Like, I'm working, got my headphones on. I got just whatever music I can find, whether it's ICT radio or Spotify, whatever it may be. Yeah.
So, it comes down to there's too many choices, there's too many sources, too many gadgets, and not enough time. So, eventually, I think the market is going to shift. And it, like, according to this data, it kind of already is. There's only so many listeners out there in the world, or, the country or whatever.
Right.
And they're going to move to what's easiest for them to listen. But I will say something also very interesting. People are not navigating away from listening to music. They're just changing how they're listening to music.
Yeah. Oh, of course. That's how it's going to go. That's just the natural evolution of things, right?
Yeah. And I think you're seeing that with a lot of these stations around Wichita, shifting their personality, stuff like that. They're trying to adapt to, this market change, essentially, is what I'm gathering from all this. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. We're kind of in a different boat. We just broadcast online. So it is what it is. We're totally different than them. It's like comparing apples to oranges to a certain degree. The only thing we have in common is we play music,
Right.
But it'll just be interesting to watch how this goes. It could take a turn. I don't know. I can't predict listeners.
I wish I could. But well, at any rate, no, it's interesting. Something to think about.
I know.
But we will hear from Glenn, where you can find live music.
Yep.
Discover new music.
Yep.
Or discover some of your old favorites.
No excuse not to go discover new music, and Glenn's going to tell you where to discover it.
Take it away, Glenn.
Hi, this is Glenn with your ICT Radio Weekly Show Rundown for May 2nd through May 8th. As always, you can send me your upcoming shows to gotoshowsict@gmail.com. That's gotoshowsict@gmail.com. I'll make sure to get them listed right here on the rundown. Here we go for Thursday, May 2nd. Messer with Saul at Wave at 7 p.m. Ryan Manuel at the new stadium at 9 p.m. The Grant and Polly Experience are going to be at Mort's at 8:30. Stephen Curtis Chapman is in town at the Orpheum at 7:30 p.m. We have Laura Burkholder over at Vorshay's at 6. Kyle Kilgore is going to be at Twister City for the bike night at 5:30 p.m. Doug Everingham is going to be at the Artichoke at 7:30. Then Tequila Ridge, the first time at Barleycorns at 9 p.m. We have Beer and Jazz ending out the night at the Hopping Gnome at 7. Friday, May 3rd, Kenny Chesney is in town at Intrust Bank Arena. He starts off at 7. Tyler's Metal as Fuck Birthday Bash with Caracalla, Ionis, and Roche Limit at the Elba Room at 9 p.m. Lung, the Pre-Existing Conniptions, and Honey Cloud are going to be at Barleycorns at 10. Stallion's going to be at the new stadium at 9. Kill Vargas's album release party is going to be at Norton's starting off at 8 p.m. Afrobeat Mixtape Outdoor Dance Party is over at Wave at 9. Then Dirty Red and the Soul Shakers at Mort's at 8. The after party with Riverside Red is going to be at 6 p.m., followed by the Sleepy Truckers over at the Shamrock at 9. The bands are going to be at Vorshay's at 9. We have Lonesome Stranger at CSB at 8. Monterey Jack is back at the Brickyard at 9:30. John Anderson, the founder and voice of Yes, is going to be at the Orpheum at 6 p.m. We have Blue Eyed Soul at Yaya's at 8. Stimulus is going to be over at Chicken and Pickle at 8 p.m., weather permitting. Then we have The Agenda at Booze and Buddies at 9. Addie Stallions is going to be at Fairmont Coffee at 7. Jim Pisano and William Flynn will have jazz at Third Place Brewing at 7:30. The 90 Proof Project will be at the Kansas Star both Friday and Saturday, starting off at 8 p.m. The ICT Pop-Up Urban Park Friday lunch concert with the Modines are going to start at noon. We have Hijinks at the Lizards Lounge at 9. Then Grody Riggins, Robin Roberts, and Wakarusa Devil Hunters at Kirby's at 10 p.m. Rounding out our Friday is going to be Lou Brown at the Candle Club at 8 p.m. That takes us into Saturday, May 4th. Just the Worm featuring Vince and myself from Tequila Ridge. We're going to be over at Mad Rocks at 9 p.m. Synapse, The Space Between, Grave Huffer, and Fist are going to be at the Elbow Room at 8. The Sleepy Truckers are going to move over to the new stadium at 9 p.m. Take the Day will be at the Shamrock at 6. We have For the Birds at Vorshay's at 9 p.m. Then we have Bummer, Exhalants, Bulls, Sutpin, Not Cops, Concubine are all going to be at the Wichita Oasis at 7. Snowchild and Easy Killer will be at Norton's at 7. Robin, Billy, Lucy, and Charlie will be at the Artichoke at 8 p.m. We have Four Guys with Jobs at the Donut Hole at 7. Groove 42 is at the Lizards Lounge at 9. Annie Up will be at Yaya's at 8. Sean Craver at Kookaburra Coffee. He's going to be over there at 6:30 p.m. Candace and the Business Casual will be at Fredo's at 8. Idea, Verbose, King Slug, and Flashpoint will be at Kirby's at 10 p.m. Whitney Means and Saving Rain will be at the Brickyard at 6. Rockin' Rick is going to be at Vivo Pizza at 6:30. We have Crosstown Traffic at Dancing in Paradise at 8. And finally, we have Fresh Brewed Acoustic Jams at Ecclesia at 3 p.m. All right, Sunday, May 5th, we have Marbin at Barleycorn starting off at 6. The Acoustic Anonymous Jam at 2 p.m., followed by Lady D, Me, and the Boys Blues Jam at 8:30 at the new stadium. Then we have Lucky People for the Cinco de Mayo party at Margaritas at 7:30. Monday, May 6th, Aaron Underwood's open mic is at the new stadium at 9 p.m. Pat's will be at the Candle Club at 5:30. Pedestrian Deposit, Dot, E. Green, Merlin Brando, and Rival Clicks will be at Kirby's at 10. That takes us to Tuesday, May 7th. Dan Luce's Acoustic Jam starts at 9 at the new stadium. We have the Acoustic Open Mic at the Elbow Room at 9. Fish House Jazz Series will be at 7:30 at the Fish House. Anna P.S., Seth Shoes, and Zach Busick will be at Kirby's at 10 p.m. Wednesday, May 8th, we have Little Debbie and Dev at Wave at 7 p.m. and Fall for Nothing at Kirby's at 10 p.m. That does it for another packed week of live music in the Wichita area. Make sure you find us on Facebook and give us a like. Subscribe to our podcast and listen to us on ict-radio.com. But as always, go to shows.
All right. Thank you, Glenn. We appreciate it.
Always appreciate it.
Yep. So I told our good friend Tommy Wicker that I would talk about the String Break show going on.
Man. Yeah, man. Looks pretty cool.
Actually, I don't know where it's at. Hens Farm. It just says rural Kansas. We'll figure that out. But anyway, there's 10 bands. There's auctions, concessions. There's free camping, which is a plus because you're probably going to want to get drunk as hell at this one.
Right.
See, tickets are $25. You can get them online, or you can get them in Wichita at the Anchor, the Artichoke, Kirby's, Lucky's, and the Vagabond. So any of those places you go pick up $25 ticket. I was looking at this lineup earlier today. I remember reading about this. I knew about it before. It's not like a new thing to me, but Tommy was trying to share it, and Tommy's a pretty good motherfucker, so I guess I'll share it, talk about it. But anyway, no, his band, the Ghost Town Strays, kick it off at 2, and then there's some familiar faces like Pretend Friend, Sunshine Trucking, Milk Wave. I see the Dwayne Brothers, False Flag on there. There's like four or five other ones on there I didn't even count. So
yeah, basically every hour there's a new band. It looks like, and from 2 to probably midnight or 1 or so. I don't know. But I did look up a little bit about this, Derek. This is actually in Newton, Kansas. It's
Okay. Oh, that ain't a far drive.
No. It's 11336 Northwest 150th Street in Newton. If you get lost or if you need some more information, you can call 316-799-2772. It was actually started, Derek, to raise money for Kirk Rundstrom.
Yep.
And, he died, and they continued to raise money for his family. And then since they've, continued to do this, they've given money to Kirby's Steve Schroeder Memorial Scholarship, Rundstrom Girls Trust Fund, American Cancer Society, Relay for Life. And they do auctions and concession stands. And it's just a big fundraiser that helps a lot of people.
Very cool. See, I did not even know about all that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's just completely volunteers, and all the proceeds go to charities. And
we've been running across that quite a bit lately. There's been a lot of events going for charity, man, for little fundraisers and stuff.
I couldn't be more proud of the music community, dude. They're fucking stepping up.
I know. It seems like
you don't hear enough about it, dude. But
no, I know, man. I wish I would have known all that. We would have got them on here, got somebody on here to talk about it. But because like I said last week with the diaper jam, man, I want to. I like promoting that stuff as much as possible because it's good to hear about, and especially when it ties in with the music community.
Oh yeah, man.
But
we need to get them on our calendar for next year,
but even more, it says so much about these because I don't know if these bands are getting paid or not getting paid. But the people, the bands, the people putting it on, the people attending, says a lot, dude, just to be able to raise money like that.
And hey, Derek, it happens on a small farm just east of Newton, and you can camp there overnight.
Yeah, I've seen the free camping thing. So
yeah, no pets, but you can camp. If you go out there and have a good time, listen to music, and just go pass out in your tent or something, man.
Yeah, I like I said, I've seen first. Well, all the bands. I don't know all the bands, but I will say I know first few, and they're pretty awesome. So
I know. That's pretty cool, man.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get them on our calendar for next year before this event happens.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Help them promote it a little more.
I've actually heard of it before we even did the station, and I've heard, this was.
I mean, you hear names and you don't really put two and
14.
two together, or you don't really understand what it is. You just see it and you go, okay.
I believe it's the 14th they've had. But
well, ever since 2006. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be right?
Yeah. This would be the 14th one, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
or 13th. No, 13th or 14th. I think 14th. I'm terrible at math right now, Derek.
I am too.
Of course, they put it in Roman numerals.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I didn't know. I didn't want to sound like an idiot. So
That's definitely 14.
14, right? That's what I thought. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because X is 10, V is 5, IV is 4.
Right. Yeah, I didn't want to sound like a dickhead and fucking not know like how to read Roman numerals or something. And so
learned that shit in 3rd grade.
That's why I don't fucking remember it.
I know. Just like they fucking, dude, I can't believe 3rd grade. Think about it, Derek. Like, do you ever remember in like library class or something where like they'd teach you how to do the alphabet backwards? Do you remember that?
I remember them trying.
Do you remember them like trying to teach you how to do the alphabet backwards?
Literally, I can't even fucking do that at gunpoint. Like,
well, my point
or almost gunpoint.
My point of that is,
get out of a drunk driving arrest. I can't do it.
That's it. That's the only useful life situation that you could use the backwards alphabet for. Like, think about it. Like in 3rd grade library class, they're trying to teach you how to get out of a DUI.
Couldn't do it in 3rd grade. Couldn't do it when I was 23. Can't do it now. Drunk, sober. Doesn't matter. I can't. I don't know.
I don't even know why that's a drunk driving test, dude. Like, no normal fucking.
You want to know why? Because it's impossible to pass.
Unless you know it, dude.
the fucking money grab of a government will fucking pull you over, fucking. So you have to fail even when you're sober.
What if you know it though? That'd be fucking lifesaver, dude.
Stand on one foot. Come on, man. I can't do that sober.
It's like when something you learned in 3rd grade turns out to save you 10 grand in the end. If you fucking remember somehow. Probably not. But
yeah, I'm not gonna go down that path of the whole judicial system, and
yeah, we could spend years on that shit probably.
Yeah, because then it'll just turn into one substance to another, and then
I'm just gonna drink another beer, Derek.
Yeah.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Nope.
We say that quite often because we could go down just tremendous rabbit holes. And
I don't know if that would be entertaining or boring as fuck.
I just feel like it wouldn't solve anything, so we might as well not. It wouldn't.
I would venture to say that it would probably be an entertaining conversation at certain points. Other points would be very dry, dull. You'd be ready to shut this shit off.
Yeah.
And then we'd hit you with a really interesting, entertaining part, and then you'd pull you right back in. And I think it'd just keep doing that little in and out, wavy conversation.
So it's kind of like acid.
I guess. Never done that. Never done that.
Cannot confirm or deny. No idea.
I can legitimately say I've never done it. I don't want to, man. I've never been that one. I've never been the one that wanted to get real high. I don't want to see dragons. I don't want to see my walls moving. I don't. That doesn't sound like any bit of fun.
No, not at all.
No. So I'd never done that. I was even skeptical about mushrooms, but I was pretty happy I did it. Only done it once, but it was fun.
I gotta say, with those though, you gotta be in the right mindset. You can't be all depressed and shit.
I don't know, man. I wasn't depressed. I was in a good mood when I took them.
I know. That's what I'm saying. But if you were depressed or like something was off,
does it really fuck with your head or something?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. So you
right on. I didn't know that. Glad I didn't lie to you or something. Oh no, I'm fine. Give me here. Then you break my brain on some mushrooms.
Right?
I don't know.
Derek now thinks he's a tomato.
I don't even like smoking good weed, so
yeah.
It fucks me up too bad. And I hate being that guy at the party that's just dumb, staring at the wall.
Yeah, nobody wants to be that guy.
I mean, if I get that way at a party, it's usually because I'm drinking, and if I've drank that much, to where I'm just staring at a wall,
you fucking earned that, right?
I guarantee you, I've made about fucking 14 stories that night. Like,
oh yeah,
I have been the life of the party. I promise you. Oh God, after
it all he's got to give, folks.
After here in a few minutes, we're going to get on with Colby Ericson from 35 South, and I actually won tickets to Cody Canada concert.
Dude, yeah, that was fucking cool, man.
It was cool, except for I was drunker than.
Oh yeah, you were hammered, but it's still fun.
No, I know it was a blast, man. But I was like, oh man, drunk. See, because that's that band I went and seen when I was like fucking 21. You know, like it was.
That's why you started playing harmonica,
right? Like I get jacked up. Like Cross Canadian was the band that I used to go see. It's now Cody Canada Departed. Mostly the same band.
Yeah, he's played those guys forever.
Play a lot of the same shit. Anyway, like my youth kicks in whenever I go see him, and I was already fucking lit up drunk.
Oh, dude, I could hear you from the bathroom yelling.
Oh yeah, that shit was pretty entertaining, I'm sure.
I was literally across a fucking building, like across a big ass fucking theater, up a ramp, outside in a different room, inside of a bathroom, pissing. You know, I could hear Derek go, "Give hell," or some fucking shit. I don't know what he was yelling, but he was yelling.
I don't remember what I was yelling either. It was.
But I was like, "That's fucking Derek." Like, I knew it.
Yeah. That's what happens. So Sometimes
you put Derek in front of one of his idols, 5 feet fucking away.
plus $3 beers. That was a cool little venue, man. I dig that venue.
Yeah, I'd go back there in a heartbeat. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to. Like, Mountain Deer just played down there a few weeks ago.
I think there should. I mean, if people would have realized what the significance of that was, then they probably would have. A lot more people would have showed up.
Oh my god, dude, it was cool. We're fucking
hell yeah, it was
5 foot away. Well, we seen him at Rock Island too. It was the same way.
Fucking Mike Love and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mike Love. Seen Mike Love. He was he was really good, man.
Yeah.
I've heard him on the radio. I quickly talked to him. I always see him at the Wave. He's always at the Wave during the country any country concert. Or
I think we met his drummer before.
Yeah, he was at 3B's running sound for somebody. And who the hell was that? Oh, that was Ian Hawkins and Sam Unruh.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it Callahan?
Yeah, one or the other.
I can't remember.
He was there though.
Anyway, we talked to him there, and but yeah, what I really like about those little venues like that, man, is that people just hang out, dude. Yeah. Like Mike Love and them, they just kind of fucking hung out, like he does that at the Wave too. You know.
But they're not gouging you for beers and.
No, $3 a beer, which is, I'm telling you, not a good thing for me.
Right. I
was buying them 2 at a time.
Oh yeah.
Chugging them 2 at a time.
I was drinking there for a minute. I was like a beer song, dude. Just grr. I had to slow that shit down though.
I think I drank the better part of a 12-pack of beer. Pretty sure I did.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
Just down there.
Yep.
See, now that day started out with me Saturday. Went to go get lunch at a local watering hole.
Hell yeah.
Started off.
You got to do it, man. You got to get it started right.
Fucking, it wasn't even 12:30. Drinking. Then I ended up drinking till 6 in the morning.
Well, hey, man, they were just cordials at that point, right?
Yeah, right. They were big old half-gallon fucking beers.
I only had some fucking cordials.
Yeah, that was one of those days, but anyway.
I knew right away when I saw your ass. I was like, holy shit. I was like, here, try one of my new beers, and it was not cold enough, so we just put it back in the fridge. And I was like, fuck, Derricks probably had enough for now. Like I could just tell, like you were all mouthy and loud and shit. And I was like,
oh my god, it was fucking.
Derricks fucking lit. Derricks lit.
Drunk. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. So anyway, on the other end of this song that we're gonna play for you here in a couple minutes, we're gonna talk to Colby Ericson. You guys probably know his name. He's a local radio show announcer, DJ. I think he's been doing it for like 30 years or.
Oh, really?
He's been around a while, man. He's won a bazillion awards and all sorts of cool shit. I don't know. I mean, we've been talking about doing this for, I don't know, a little while, a few months. And
ran into him at that show, yeah.
Yeah, I know. And I told him we were gonna do this on Sunday, so I knew what we were talking about and all this. And well, you see, yeah, just take from that story how I felt on Sunday.
I hit you up, but you were like,
I didn't even wake up till 1. So.
You're like, not happening.
Yeah, I told him today. I apologized to him, and I said I was not feeling too hot on Sunday, but if you want to do it today, let's do it. He wanted to, so
fuck yeah, send it.
Yeah, normally we do these beforehand, so I have a little bit of something to talk about beforehand and announce it, but we don't this time. So,
but Derek, we have a fucking awesome new song coming up. This is this artist's first single, and she's brand new to the music scene. Now I have seen her like do some singing things like at national anthem type of things and stuff like that. And her voice is really good. So
yeah, I was
man, dude, I'm taken back by the quality and the overall. I mean, for a first track, like to me, that's amazing. Like I think this girl's probably going.
Is this okay? I don't know. I have zero idea about her. I just know her name from the email, and I heard the song, and it's really, really good, man.
No, this is their first track, and yeah, I mean, it's really good. I think the quality is really high, and you know, she's not really pitchy. Like she hits
it's
going for, and
got a good tempo, good everything about it, man. I really dig it. So hopefully this is the first of many from Amanda Zogelmann. The song is called Mixed Feelings.
enjoy.
It's deeper than it seems, deeper than I wanted. I did this the wrong way, and now I think I've got it on it. It's emotions, baby, and no, I don't feel crazy. Yeah. See, what is the motive, and what are my intentions, and do I even have them? And did I forget to mention I'm just going with the flow? But God didn't know we put us so. Done it to yourself. See, when you break your own heart, you don't know how. But no, did this to myself. And when it's heavy on my mind, my stomach it drives, 'cause I just don't know when to go. I really don't know when to stop. And when it push comes to shove, you got me questioning love, and if I'm really up in it, or if I'm stuck in my feelings. Because love is deep, and love is kind, and love is patient. So I am wasting my time, but the decision is mine. Reason is so hard to find. He said I didn't let me help, but I did it to myself. And forever done it to yourself. See, when you break your own heart, you don't know how. But no, did this to myself. Tell me, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I do it when I've already been through it? Now tell me, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I do it when I've already been through it? Now tell me, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I do it when I've already been through it? Now tell me, why did I do it? Why did I do it? Why did I do it when I've already been through it? Done it to yourself. See, when you break your own heart, you don't need no help. Don't need
All right, so we are joined here with Colby Ericson, the one and the only. How you doing, Colby?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're good.
Pretty good. Sipping a beer, hanging out, just listening to music a little bit, you know.
Oh man, could have got a beer. Dang, I didn't know it was that kind of interview.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's really no rules to this interview. It's they could be somewhat professional to completely off the rails. So
yeah, we have no rules because we have no bosses, and just it's kind of a scary thing to think about, us roaming doing whatever we want, but
yeah. So what you been up to? Seen you
Well-
Saturday at a concert.
Yeah. We were in Arc City at the Burford Theater for the Cody Cannon and the Departed show. Just kind of putting stuff together for this week for my show, 35 South, which you guys are familiar with.
Right.
oh yeah.
Had a couple of interviews that I'm going to air on the show on Friday. One with Jack Ingram.
Right.
He's got a new album out. And then another one with Chad Cook from the Chad Cook Band. Their first Texas single just went into the top 10, whatever it takes. So we're going to talk to Chad and meet him and, just basically putting the show together since I saw you last.
Very cool.
So do you like enjoy putting shows together? Or is it like some weeks it's like, a little laborsome and you're like, oh, I got to do this? Or are you always going with like just really good attitude? I'm just curious. Cause we personally, like there's some weeks where we're like, fuck, I don't want to do it. I mean, we do it, but you know what I'm saying? Like in our minds, we're like,
yeah, there's some weeks when I don't have like a direction to go in, so I kind of have to make one up. If I don't have artist interviews, or we don't have like shows that are coming up, or there's not any new music to introduce for the week, then it's kind of like at the end of the year too. When I do the countdown shows, they're easy to do, but it's not any. There's no brain work behind it really, because you're just doing a countdown from 35 or 40 to 1, and now that it's 4 hours, it's gonna have to be like 50 to number 1, and
just a bunch of busy work, huh?
But it's fun busy work. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years now, so you're looking at what, 8 times 52, 416 shows now.
Oh yeah, that's
that I've been doing this. I'm not tired of it yet. I absolutely love. I love doing this more than I love doing my daily radio show. And getting to talk to the artists, getting to talk, knowing them, figuring out their personalities, kind of having a little bit of fun with them, getting to open up. That's what it's all about for me. Promoting the shows is the easy part, telling everybody, giving them ticket links and, Facebook posts and all that stuff. Yeah. That's probably the stuff that's a little bit more tedious, is trying to come up with a clever Facebook post every day. I've kind of taken a break from doing that from the social media aspect, but I know that's where you need to go to get a lot better at it, or to get more followers, to get more people to pay attention to what you're doing. I think I've done an okay job over the 8 years that I've been doing it, but as far as social media goes, I think that's probably the weakest part of my job. But I try to do my best.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes through. I mean, I listen to 35 South all the time. Not every week like I'd like to, but I'm a big Red Dirt guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what, and just sitting around and drinking beer or whatever, and I always got 35 South on, and you can kind of hear that. You kind of hear that coming through the radio, and how much fun you have doing it and how much you like it. So, yeah.
It's a total, I don't know. It's because it's kind of its own entity, and me kind of being a part of that now. I really enjoy doing it. I really, seeing where everybody's coming from and where they're going, where they've gone to, talking with everybody from like new guys on the scene, Reed Southall, Chad Cook, those guys, to guys who've been in it for a while, like Sam Riggs and, Cameron Nelson, guys like that. And then seeing, where it's taken, like Cody Johnson and Josh Abbott and Randy Rogers and Pat Green and those guys. It's just, you get all the different levels, and talking with their promoters, the guys who are, working the record side and trying to get you to talk to them. Hey, I got this new artist you may want to talk to, and then you do your research, and you're like, yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. It'd be interesting to talk to them. You got to pick and choose though, because you kind of, when you get down the road a ways, when you get to be an old guy in the business like me,
damn fogies, I'm kidding.
I know. The old guys, they're
hey, man,
down.
You got it going on though. I mean, hey.
But you kind of get an intuition about it too. It's like you see an artist and you're like, okay, they may not make it. Okay, they're not going to be working as hard as this other guy or the guys that you think are going to make it, and then they just like bail on the scene all of a sudden. It's like, what the heck, man? They just had a great single and went top 5, and now they don't want to do this anymore? Okay, fine. I just invested all that time. Now I can't get it back.
Right.
That's you find, man.
Nah,
That's a win for you.
not mentioned any names whatsoever.
It's weird how you can hear that come through a song and kind of see their work ethic just by, talking to them just a little bit, not even knowing them personally. Cause, I can't say I've seen a lot of artists like that around Wichita, but you definitely can tell the ones that work way harder at their craft than others,
Right.
the production side. And,
you can even see it like in my business too.
yeah.
You can see guys who do it the right way, guys who are really strong about it, and then people who are just doing it to do it. And it's like, yeah, maybe you might not ought to do it that way. I could help you, but I don't think I want to, because you're going to trip and fall and bring the rest of us down, and we don't want those kind of people in the business.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I mean, if they're going to work hard and they're going to do, if they're going to go out and they're going to put the effort and they're going to put the work, I'll mentor anybody in a heartbeat, and help them out as much as possible. And I think that's kind of odd coming from me, because I really didn't get, mentored as far as the red dirt goes. I kind of got thrust into it. And the opportunity came open. I took advantage of the opportunity. Let's just put it that way. I didn't get thrust into it. But everything that I've built, I've pretty much done it on my own without a whole lot of guidance. I do have people that I respect on both sides of the playing field, the radio side, the promotion side, and then even the artists that I respect too, that I'll bounce stuff off of. But I really, other than that, 20, almost 30 years in radio now, for me, and I just kind of figured it out on my own.
That's kind of the direction we're going to now. It's awesome to be able to talk to you, somebody who's been doing it for so long, and kind of spitball and throw ideas off of and just shoot the shit with. And we're doing the same path. Like, we're not following any sort of fucking rule book manual. I don't think there really is a good one. I mean, I think everybody, like, if you're going to do it, you need to find your path, find what you're really good at, excel at it. Note your weaknesses and try to improve on those things. And I think as far as you go, you have like quite the knack for recognizing certain attributes about bands and artists up and down the 135 corridor, and saying, yeah, this dude's gonna he's gonna blow up like next year, or 6 months from now, or I think you've been doing it long enough to where you can recognize certain things about artists and people, and I think you just do a really good job of that in general.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I've done a show where I've seen an artist perform to 50 people, and then the next time they come back, they're performing at 250 people, and then the next time it's 1,200, and then it's sell out the Cotillion, and then sell out Hartman Arena. And, I'm talking about Cody Johnson, because we got in on early on that, and we knew right from the get-go, from jump, as soon as we met him, we knew he had the it factor. There's some other artists that are just like, you develop it. You really have to develop the intuition over the years, to figure out who's doing what. I had a luncheon scheduled with Shane Smith the first time he came through Wichita, and just knew that he has the it factor too.
Oh yeah.
And then there's guys out there that I've never heard of, and then everybody's telling me about him. Hey man, you need to check this guy out. You need to check this guy out. He's doing this, he's doing that. And then you're just kind of like, okay, who is this guy? And it ends up being Co Wetzel.
Oh,
so,
that's awesome.
And that dude is an anomaly in this business, because he doesn't have a promotions team. He really doesn't have a marketing team. He's doing it all on his own, and he's not pushing any singles to radio. He's just throwing music out.
Right.
And he's selling out everywhere he goes. Why? Because he works hard. Once he hits the stage, you're having fun with him, because you know how much fun they're having, and he's a nice guy.
Yep.
He treats everybody with respect, and loves each and every one of his fans, and really takes the time to talk to them.
Yeah, I've always said that about our band is the same way. I was like, man, if we're having fun up there on the stage, that's going to, go out into the crowd. They're going to see that and feel that. And yeah,
it shows.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists forget that, 100% of the people in the crowd are focusing on you, the artist, and then if you're not having, a complete blast, then nobody else see you, right? So your emotions and everything purvey how you rub off on the listener. I mean, you gotta.
Yeah, I had a really smart program director who told me that when you smile when you talk, people know you're smiling. When you frown when you talk, people know you're frowning, and they don't want to hear that. So you got to stand up, and you got to smile, and you got to be into it.
Right. Yep.
That makes sense.
And that's kind of another. I mean, we do this thing like on here where we can see each other, kind of, and like if Derricks having a bad fucking day, I'm gonna see it.
Right.
I'm like, Derricks, smile, man.
Just have fun. Take a shot. You'll be fine.
Yeah, drink a beer.
No, normally that's the funny thing about this, man, is this is kind of the outlet. So I mean, like today, for example, I've been stressed out. Eric heard it earlier, but man, I got on here and I'm just it's a good release, and you're having fun and talking, and so
it's easy to do when we're talking about music, Derrick.
Not really in a bad mood when I get on here, so never.
Nice. That's the way it should be.
Yeah,
that's the way it should be. You should always do something you love. Otherwise, why do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's no point in it.
Go 100% or none at all. I gotta say, so I got a question going back to when you were talking about, being able to read bands and stuff like that, talking to them, interacting with them. I gotta ask, has there been times where you were just like, this band's just not going to work out, and they just completely defied your expectations? Or, I mean, I got to say that's probably not happened much, but I bet it's happened a little bit.
I really haven't been in a position where I've had, I'm just like, whatever. This person's, they're not going to make it. I know when I was back 5-6 years ago, and we were interviewing quite a few of the Nashville artists that were coming through, you could really tell with them that they weren't going to make it because they didn't have a direction. The guys that are coming from Texas, the bands, the ladies even, they all have the determination and the drive to make it and be successful at it. Some of the Nashville folks were just kind of like, there was one, okay, I'm not going to give you the name of the female artist who did this, but she came through and she pushed her single and we played it. And then 3 months later, she got married and she dropped off the face of the earth.
Huh.
That's just
happens, but
yeah, life happens, and stuff like that. And then like I said, I had the Texas guy who came through, got a top 5 single. I mean, I think he went number 1. And I talked to the promoter like 2 weeks later. I'm like, hey, when's the band putting out their next single? They're not. They broke up. I was like, what?
Just like that.
Yeah. They didn't like, the band didn't like the road. The lead singer did, but the band didn't. And I'm like, so what's the lead singer going to do? Well, he's going to try to put a new band together. And I haven't heard anything from him in a couple years now. So I don't know. But most of the time that's the exception. It's not the rule, because by the time those guys get here, I mean, it's John Stork, who we just saw open for William Clark Green at Wave, who is just, phenomenal. That kid has the determination and the drive to do it, and he's going to do it. He's going to be, he's going to make an impact on the Texas scene. I got the new Sam Riggs single today, which comes out on Friday, and it'll be in the 35 South show, by the way. Shameless plug. Sam was, doing it right, building it, and then he got a big national tour. He was the support act for it. Now we're trying to figure out, I'm not listening to the music. I hear the influence of the big national act that he was opening for. And now I'm kind of like, I actually asked his management today after they sent me, I emailed him back. I'm like, is Sam going to stay Texas, or is he pushing mainstream? Is he going Nashville? What are we doing? This kind of sounds a little bit more on the pop country side than it does, Angola's Lament and, and those songs. And they were like, we're just trying to figure out what we're doing actually, but it's interesting that you say that. So, you love Sam. I love his work ethic, and I think he's got one of the best bands, and he's a good dude, and he's working really hard. And I wish Sam all the success in the world once he figures it out.
Right. Yeah, I think you were talking about the work ethic and just the determination that a lot of the Texas singers, the red dirt scene, and that's always come through to me. That's probably why it's one of my favorite genres, the red dirt. And it's that's why, I listen to your show so damn much. Is it's just always good music coming out of there. It seems like, because I'm not a big Nashville fan.
I think it's a glimpse, Derek, into Texas music that you don't get exposed to,
right,
unless you're down there at that bar or whatever, Really?
Yeah, exactly. And I think the big thing is there's something in the water in Texas. All these musicians are coming out of Texas all of a sudden, how big that scene is.
Yeah.
They're even complaining about it, that they can't get gigs on weekends because there's so many artists. Everybody's trying to play and they're trying to do stuff, and it's like there's too many of them. But that's why they're, starting to branch out. That's why they're coming to Kansas. That's why they're going to Colorado or Nebraska, or, even there's even a red dirt station now in Minnesota.
Oh, damn.
That's odd. But I do think though that a lot, Texas is so large that you could theoretically tour around the state and probably never leave, and make a good living. And so, if you see people coming out of the state, there's two reasons. They're either, they feel like they're bogged down there and that, they want to branch out a little more, or they're just that fucking good to where hey, I'm going to start going out and trying to get more fans and whatnot.
Yeah, and you're right on there. That's what they tell me all the time. It's like, we need to expand our brand because everybody's playing Texas, and if we start going out and we can make more money touring outside of Texas than actually being in Texas. And then there's those other acts that never leave Texas, and they make 6 figures a year.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, and it's probably good either way. But so you're saying It's a good idea to be a band in Texas. It's not a bad deal, probably. You better not suck, though. Yeah, you better not suck.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And that's the other thing is that if you're a poser in Texas, you're found out real quick.
Oh yeah, that's got to be bad.
Really quick. Yeah, exactly. And then the other thing too is that they're real protective of their music scene too, as well. It's like, if you're not from Texas and you're playing in Texas, they're going to find out about it. Take Mike Love, for instance. He's from here, but he's had chart success in Texas. He's had 2 singles in the top 50 on the Texas charts. But once he was doing radio tours and doing everything, but once they figured out he was from Kansas, then they stopped playing his song because it wasn't a Texas song. And that hurt him, but, he's still touring Kansas and, Missouri, and he can play everywhere else and do well, but he just has a hard time keeping his singles on the chart in Texas.
Gotcha.
That's pretty interesting to think about. Like, they're like, Texas, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy because, any other state, you don't have that, really.
No. Well, every other state's just playing Nashville shit, so.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much, yep. Except for Oklahoma, Kansas, a little bit mild. And then, yeah. Other than that, I don't really know. I don't listen to radio in Colorado or Arkansas or Missouri or none of that, but.
Right. And I get it, all those guys that in this state that, that I know are playing pop country, their thing is they want to be seen with the big national artists. That's what they want to do.
Right.
I'm like, I want to go to borrow my buddies whether it's 250 of us, you know, have a beer and watch a great band.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do. Because even though I have the avenue to go up and talk to them or, you know, hang out backstage with them, I know after the show that person is going to come off the stage and they're probably going to meet every one of the fans that is there. Or they're going to go to the merch table after it and sign autographs for those fans and take pictures. You know, William Clark Green did that. John Stork did that. You know, it's those guys. It's those guys that are making a difference and building their fan base at the same time.
Well, it's like Stoney LaRue. He had his bar down in Oklahoma City, and one night we were just hanging out and drinking with him. You know, he just showed up and got up, and some guy offered him, a couple $1,000 towards charity. You know, like if he got up and played some songs, and so he got up and played, 4 or 5 songs, and
it
was
was
just
awesome.
standing out in the crowd and kind of drinking, and I talked to him for a good 15, 20 minutes, and just like we'd known each other for years, you know, like, so there's definitely that more personal experience, like you were saying.
Yeah, Stoney's one of the nice guys once you break through his outer ring, because he will put up a little bit of protection, and then once you're through it, though, you are in. Holy crap, it's pretty cool. I mean, and those guys, most of them are like that. They're all approachable. They're super nice. I mean, I really haven't met one that I really haven't been able to talk to, or, you know, find something that is, you know, there's a common ground that we can that we could actually talk about. So
I've kind of found that once you just talk to them like a human, you know, don't put them on a pedestal. They just want to be talked to like a normal person, you know, just like you or me. Or I don't want somebody, you know, necessarily fanboying, chasing me down, following me, you know, like if you can just be like, hey man, you Scott, like, how you been, man? You know, I'd rather have that than, hey man, what are you doing? Like, I mean, there's a huge difference between that and, I mean, I'm sure it even goes up to the tippy top of like the most famous people there are, you know, they just want to be, you know, treated like a normal person. And I'm sure they get a lot less of that than you would imagine.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but some of them also will do that and put their, you know, their kind of their persona or their aura, they're basically their persona, their public, you know, persona out there where they are, you know, a little standoffish and they don't really want to associate with you until, you know, it's kind of like a one-on-one type deal and they'll talk to you.
I understand the skepticism, like, you know, I do, but I don't.
Yeah, well, the bigger acts, you got to be aware of the stalkers. So,
right. Yeah.
So, and you know, like, you know, being backstage with Carrie Underwood and Taylor Swift and those guys, you have to be pre-screened to go back there.
I bet.
Because of the stalker situations.
I bet there's a million weirdos out there.
That's so crazy. I don't understand that. I mean, I do, but I don't know why that needs to even happen. You know what I mean? Like, we need to just recognize these are people and they just have a talent and you can enjoy it, but don't go like take it to an extreme, you know?
Yeah, but not everybody's synapses fire like yours and mine.
Right.
It's sad.
They are off kilter a little bit and they think, you know, the artist is specifically talking to them.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta worry about that. You know, it's part of the reason why, you know, I had to leave a job. I had a stalker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was 16 years old.
Oh God.
And I think I was probably like 24 at the time. She showed up at my house and my roommate let her in. And I was like, when I walked in, I was like, I grabbed my roommate real quick, and I actually asked, who is that? You know, and she had followed me from, you know, on the radio and stuff, and she wanted to meet me and figured out where I lived. And I was like, yeah, you don't need how, and I knew how old she was, so I had to, you know, usher her out of the house and had to tell him, don't let her in ever again. And then she followed me to the radio station one day, and come to find out her dad was like a really big sponsor. So when I pissed her off, I got fired.
Oh shit.
Damn. That's fucked up,
So-
dude. That's a whole fucked up situation, man.
But hey, it was one of the best things that happened to me, because, you know, leaving that job, you know, and going to the next one advanced my career that much, and put me on this path to get here.
Right.
Well, that's a good thing then, I guess.
So-
I mean, as shitty
so
as that
yay for
was. Stalkers pay off sometimes.
I've had one, and she was crazy. crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, Derricks a stalker. He like attracts all sorts of stalkers. I don't know.
Nah, crazy women. I don't know about stalkers. It's just
Crazy ladies.
there's something about me, man. The crazy women, they they like me. Well, yeah.
There's something to be said for that. Crazy women, yeah.
Oh shit, but
Nah, I say that, and yeah, I've been married to my wife for 20 years as of today. So
Happy anniversary,
yeah,
man.
congrats.
yeah, I'm spending my anniversary with you two. See how I live.
Hey,
And I
man.
don't have a beer open.
I know, now you're really making me feel bad. Like I told you Sunday, I was in bad shape Sunday, like, and I felt bad. So. Yeah. Oh. It was one of those days I didn't have anything to do on Saturday, and I started drinking way too early, and I had a really, really good time.
Every once in a while, that's okay. I'm
Yeah.
just too old to do that anymore.
Oh, I figured it out. I'm too old to be doing that too. Like that next day, next couple days I was hurting. So
Me too. I'm just now able to drink a beer again. Really.
To be young and dumb.
yeah, well, being young and dumb was all right. Now I'm starting to get into the old and dumb, and that's where it's starting to hurt a little bit more.
Hey, but at least you can claim ignorance at this point, like, Alzheimer's or something.
I'll have to start figuring something out, but
You used to be that guy
Who are you
that
guys?
yells at people.
yeah.
Get up on petunias. Fucking.
Well, I suppose you guys got anything else?
I don't. Colby, anything you want to plug before we finish this out?
Where can they find the show at? And
Yeah, you can find the show on My Country 98.3 right now. We're working on some bigger things, possibly here in the near future. Hopefully, within the next 3 months, that we'll be able to make some announcements on bigger and maybe a wider net for 35 South. It's
Awesome.
It airs 2 to 6 on Friday afternoons on My Country 98.3. You can download the app. All you have to do is, wherever you download your apps from, whether it be, your Google store or apps, Apple store, whatever. Just search for KQZQ, and then you'll be able to download the app, and you can listen on Friday afternoon from 2 to 6. And then, like I said, this Friday I got Jack Ingram and Chad Cook. Next week, I'm going to run down Kyle Park because he's playing at Wave next week. So we're going to do an interview with him and preview the show and talk and see what Kyle's been up to. And, always, check us out online. We're always on Facebook and Twitter at 35 South Radio.
Awesome, man. Well, we really did.
Well, thank you guys.
yeah, we appreciate you taking time out of your anniversary to talk with us, and yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up soon. I'm sure we'll see you out and about somewhere.
No, absolutely. And you guys always know you can hit me up, and we'll hang out and drink a beer at least.
Well, that's all right with me. I can handle that.
All righty.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
right. Thank you, Colby.
Thanks, guys.
We really appreciate it.
All right. Cool.
All right, man. We want to thank Colby Ericson so much for sitting down with us.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
good.
man.
Pretty good little interview there. I liked it.
Yeah, it was an awesome time hanging out and drinking beer.
Yeah, I wasn't drinking.
I was. I'll drink for all of us.
I always have a pretty good time when I talk to him, man. He's always super friendly, and so it's good to have him on. Get
Yeah,
to
for
talk
sure.
to. We got some other guests lined up. By the way, speaking of guests, I'm still getting to you. I got you lined up. I'm trying to, in my head, I'm trying to figure this shit out. I think I just need.
There's so many people, so
I know that's what I don't know where to start at. So don't worry. If you hit me up, I haven't forgot about you. I'm just trying to figure out how to put a grasp on this, and I think I just need to jump right into it.
Yep, let's get it, man. We're
So,
gonna fucking get it eventually here.
Yeah, that'll be coming soon. Some announcements and
I look forward to
whatnot.
it though.
Yeah, I think some pretty cool artist spotlights are on the horizon. I'm feeling it.
Yes, they are.
So,
Hey,
but
and,
yes.
the top 10, Derek, just rounded out for the month of April.
Oh, damn.
So be on the lookout for the top 10 show this
Well,
Sunday at 3
okay.
p.m.
You answered my question.
3 o'clock, Sunday, Central Time, in case you're in Belgium or something weird. Like, we have listeners.
Hey,
there,
we
by
do
the
have
way.
listeners. I'm laughing about it, but we got listeners over there. I forget.
Sweden.
sometimes.
Swedes, dude. They've been with us for a year and a half now.
I know from the get-go, man. We've been on it. I wish if you guys are listening, man, look us up Thirsty Thursday podcast and talk to us.
Comment, send us a message, something.
Yeah, I want to talk to you guys.
Who the fuck are you over there in Sweden?
We see you. We just want to hear from you.
Yep. But we got quite the reach, Derek. I mean, we're reaching tremendous amounts of states, even on our podcast level, which is pretty cool to see. All over the country, people are tuning into our podcast, which we're sorry that we're talking about local shows and stuff like that so much because you probably can't come see it. But we hope you really enjoy the music that we play during our show and just our take on music as a whole.
And if forever you any reason you come to Wichita, hit us up. Who knows?
We'll go out and have a beard and fucking hang out. And
Don't stalk us like Colby was talking about, but
yeah,
hit us up. We'll do everything in our power to hang out. I don't know who all's listening to our podcast, so I don't know.
I'm almost seeing a roll call, like everybody raise their hand.
Yeah, right.
Who the fuck are you
I
guys?
want to know because I'm sure we drink with them, and I'm sure we rub shoulders with them at shows, and it'd be nice to say hi to you because
We're normal people, and
I
like to have fun.
I like drinking with people, meeting new people.
Exactly.
So.
I mean,
Yeah. So it's good podcast, man. I had a good time.
oh yeah, dude, it's been a blast. I came into this not knowing what was going to happen.
I had
And, it always exceeds my expectations. I swear.
every time. Yeah, well, when you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed.
You'll always exceed them bitches.
That's how I find my women.
Lower expectations.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Hey, sometimes they're way out of my league.
I will give you that.
It's true. So, looks wise, personality wise, that's a different topic for a fucking another podcast. Maybe next week you'll hear about my failed love life, like train wreck of a
Lowered expectations.
Any hooser. Let's finish this shit up.
Hey man, we got a fucking banger going out on this show here.
We do, man. Who's our fucking sponsors?
I've been jocking for this fucking this artist here. But first, our sponsors are Alpha Heating and Air, and who's our other sponsor, Derek?
Top Shop Paint Repair.
Dude, the best
Go look them
sponsors
up
in the
on
world,
Facebook.
man. Best
They are.
sponsors in the
We
world.
love them. We love them. We appreciate them. We appreciate Colby Ericson for hanging out. We appreciate Harrison
All the
Steele,
artists. All the fucking
Amanda
artists.
Zogelmann, and who's the last one that we appreciate that we're putting on here that we finally got around to?
I'm so proud to introduce Vro The Plug.
Yeah, some good stuff. This is called Payback. We want to thank everybody that's listening. We want to thank everybody for sponsoring us. Colby for hanging out with us. I don't know who else I could thank.
Yeah, subscribe.
subscribe.
Hell yeah.
All right. We out?
Yeah, we out.
Yeah. Here's Vro The Plug with Payback. Later.
Rich Rocky, I get to that money ASAP. Yeah. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. I evolved, they this old like an A-track. Yeah. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. Hey, payback, payback. Yeah. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. Payback, payback. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. They talk down on me. I don't even hear that stuff. I ain't playing golf, but I come from the rough. I'm gonna need that payback. That will be enough. I rep DOA. They never seen this stuff. I don't need no new friends. Nowadays, them boys be sus. I don't follow suit. Yeah, we focused on us. Hey, we grind our whole life. Y'all wait for that trust. Why you gonna pack that gun when you ain't never gonna bust? Hey, you ain't about that life. You ain't never moved that white. I got shot at by your op, and I made it through the night. You was chatting with the cops cause you was scared to pay the price. Yeah, I put that on my life. Many times I rolled the dice. Yeah, DOA the way. Homie, we don't play. No, hear what you say. Man, I need that bread today. Need that payback like Mel Gibson. Stay calm cause I might be sipping. When I'm spitting, I be ripping. Ruthless, but I'm not forgiving. Yeah. Rich Rocky, I get to that money ASAP. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. I evolved, they this old like an A-track. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. Hey, payback, payback. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. Payback, payback. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. Hey, watch me as I roll past the haters. DOA claim territory like invaders. I got hits in inventory, they can break us. Y'all like the hair salon, y'all dummies can't fade us. Hey, y'all just capping, we might get the clapping. Hey, now you napping, no one know what happened. Hey, we don't snitch, we just roll with the hits. Hey, we too lit, we ain't using bigs. Hey, you on Instagram pretending like you move them grams. I do what I do, ain't no one fucking up my plans. Y'all just running place, trying to match my pace. Swear I'ma turn this G-Shock into a rolling face. Payback, payback, payback. This is overdue. Take that, take that, take that. I'm like Diddy when I move. Why they hating on my wave? Ain't got no boat propellers. Why Vro even make it rain? Ain't no one bring umbrellas. Hey, Rich Rocky, I get to that money ASAP. They've been talking down on me, but this payback. I evolved, they this old like an A-track. They've been talking down on me, but this payback.